Good morning and welcome to Future Cities 2014. My name is João Barros and it's my great pleasure to host you today on behalf of the Center of Competence for Future Cities of the University of Porto, Sr. Presidente da CCDRN, Sr. Reitor da Universidade do Porto, Sr. Vereador da Inovação e do Ambiente, caros parceiros do projeto, caros investigadores, colegas, alunos, ladies and gentlemen, and dear members of the International Steering Committee of the Future Cities project. I am delighted to host you in this wonderful venue. This is Mosteiro de São Bento da Vitória, a monastery, where we are proud today to show you the results of the first year of the Future Cities project. If I can have my slides, please. So a year ago, I stood at the Future Cities conference, which gathered about 400 people from the industry, from academia, end-user communities, and political authorities, to share a vision of what we would like to do within the Future Cities project to turn Porto in one of the most innovative cities in Europe. And the strategy had the following steps. Form interdisciplinary teams with researchers from various areas, including computation, communication, infrastructure, art, design, social sciences, and policy, always with the citizens and the end users at the center of our concerns. Step 2, build world-class city-scale testbeds where we could do urban experimentation at a scale that was not possible until this project in Portugal. Work closely with end users from day one, get them involved in asking the right questions and solving the right problems. Share data sets, not just among the research community, but also among new ventures that are trying to create value for customers. Work very closely with industry partners, both large companies, small and medium enterprises, and the startups that are being incubated at UPTEC, the incubator of the University of Porto. And finally, bring the results out to the world, not just in the form of scientific publications, but also in the form of products and services that our industry partners can export based on knowledge that is created in the living lab of Porto. So 1 year later, what have we achieved so far? We started by developing talent, and we have 18 researchers with a Ph.D. involved in the project. We're training more than 20 Ph.D. students in areas related to smart cities and urban development. We hired 3 Ph.D. researchers that are full-time employed with the project, using European funding to compensate for some of the brain drain that we are currently experiencing. And we hired 4 technical staff, without which it would not be possible, actually, to manage such a large infrastructure. We acquired 813 electronic devices that have sensing and communication capability. Many of them are installed in the buses of the STCP. Others are placed around the city, gathering data and connecting wirelessly with each other and to the internet, taking huge amounts of data to the cloud. This living lab represents an investment of 2.3 million euros, of which we already executed 45%. The funding comes from the European Commission under the 7th Framework Program, but also from structural funds through CREN and under the administration of CCDR Norte. By leveraging both sources of funding together, we've actually become a case study for Brussels on how to align the objectives of the framework program and the Future Horizon 2020 with structural funds that are administered regionally, contributing to a smart specialization of the regions where we are active. We now have the largest vehicular network in the world, so connected vehicles that communicate with each other and form a network to carry data. The Sense My City app is now in the hands of end users. You can download it and record your travel and sensor information along the day. It provides individual users with information about how their day went, and at the same time, by anonymizing that data and aggregating it, we can actually infer large phenomena that happen across the city on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. There are now 700 and more end users involved in our projects. These are ordinary citizens, but also policemen, firemen, drivers, all sorts of professions that are active in Porto. Our first conference had more than 400 people. This year we have already more than 500 registered attendees. And this has proven to be a magnet for all the different stakeholders, being academics or industry personnel, leaders, entrepreneurs, political decision makers that join forces in solving real problems for real people. At the same time, we have been promoting collaboration also with other Portuguese universities, and I want to highlight our very successful collaboration between University of Porto and University of Aveiro. You will see in the program today we have a special session where University of Aveiro will showcase some of their research in the areas of future cities. We started a new researcher exchange program with our project partners, KTH Stockholm, Supelec, and University College London, that enables researchers to spend up to 3 months doing research in one of these highly prestigious institutions. And this will help us form the networks, acquire the infrastructure, and the necessary connections to be ready to compete in Horizon 2020. And how do we do that? Well, we have to align research interests with user interests, business interests, and political interests, and particularly we have to find the maximum intersection among all these. This doesn't mean that obviously researchers will not pursue knowledge for knowledge's sake, but at the same time, many of us are interested in contributing to society and in finding where we can add the most value to companies and users, and also to our municipalities. And I want to thank the Municipality of Porto for the extraordinary support they have given to our project and to all our endeavors in the city. So, what is the right equation to make this happen? Is it to cut science funding, reduce transparency, add tons of bureaucracy or of enforcement immigration? Certainly not. What is necessary is to have a very strong and critical mass of researchers that can ask the right questions and be passionate about creating the necessary knowledge. We have to connect them to companies that have the business cases that can actually allow this research to contribute to economic development, and always involve the end users. And making sure that we are creating real value in improving the quality of life of our citizens. And ultimately, we need political will to make the path free for the implementation of large, ambitious initiatives that want to change the status quo and improve the world we live in. So, this is the success equation we are currently implementing. I want to welcome you all and ask you to join our efforts in turning Porto into a model living lab for future cities. Thank you very much.